Duplicated Tony TGD coming at you with another video. This time we're talking about RGT 85 and Nintendo coming after them. But before we get into it, let's hit that bell, subscribe, like the video, maybe leave a comment how cool I am, something like that. Help me out with the engagement on YouTube because, I'm trying to get some of that clout. Everybody says I'm a clout chaser, so let me get some of that clout. Alright, with that said, we're going to talk about this. Now, RGT 85, he made this video, said Nintendo's coming after me. He made it on November 3rd. Yeah, I'm a little late to the party, but I just heard about it today. I did watch his video twice. I wanted to make sure that I got everything he said. I understood the points he was making, the points he was trying to make. And unfortunately, after watching the video twice, I realized that RGT 85 is way off base on his claims here now. First off, he says that Nintendo struck his channel. If you don't know what's going on, let me explain. Like I said, he said Nintendo struck his channel for a copyright claim on the 8th. For a video he did on the 6th of October, it was a Metroid Dread review. Now, RGT85 says he just found out about it on the 3rd. He was looking through his emails, discovered an email from YouTube saying that, Nintendo tried to strike you, but hey, YouTube had your back. We didn't take your video down. We feel it was fair use. Now, YouTube does say in the email, because I got a similar email before, it says, this isn't legal advice. They can still come after you. We're siding with you on this, but hey, they can keep coming. Now, RGT doesn't say anything about a follow-up email or Nintendo emailing him directly. So either Nintendo just gave up on it, or there will be legal incoming in the near future. Now, RGT 85's two arguments as to why he don't understand and why Nintendo shouldn't be coming after him is, one, he didn't break the embargo agreement, and two, nobody went after the people who were doing teardowns of the Nintendo OLED Switch model early. Now, both of these arguments are irrelevant to the discussion we're having here. So first off, the embargo agreement is an agreement between reviewers and Nintendo, or the PR company that they work with. Now, typically you get an email from a company. They say, hey, we're going to give you a review copy early. You can't release anything until X date, X time. You might not be able to talk about X, Y, or Z of the game. We want to keep some secrets, whatever. If you agree to this, you can take the copy, download it, do your review. Now, RGT85 didn't get a review copy. He says he got a early copy. He didn't say where he got it from, who he got it from, or whatever. But just from its language, we can assume that he didn't get a review copy from Nintendo, a PR company, or somebody else. Now, there is a possibility that one of his friends gave him their review copy, which is illegal. You can't do that because an embargo is a legally actionable contract. Now, a lot of times, if you breach an embargo, the company will not sue you. They'll just blacklist you from the industry, and then basically no one will deal with you. But in the extremest of cases, they can sue you, take you to court legally. Basically, you'll be fucked 6 ways from Sunday. So now, RGT85, he didn't say where he got the copy, but we can assume, like I said, he didn't get it officially through any official channels, so he doesn't have an embargo agreement. So the fact that he released his video after the embargo agreement, lifted, is irrelevant because he was never involved in any embargo agreement. So the timing of his video doesn't matter as far as embargoes go. Now, his second argument was, Nintendo didn't go after anybody for their OLED teardowns, early OLEDs. They obtained these models illegally somehow. Shady websites, he says. But again, that's irrelevant. Nintendo not going after people for OLEDs has nothing to do with them going after him for this. People like to do that a lot. They like to say, well, they didn't go after so-and-so for doing this. Why are they going after me for doing that? It doesn't matter. Nintendo can pick and choose as they see fit what to go after and what not to go after. Now, he doesn't know everybody who was involved in these early teardowns. He says he knows a few. Now, the difference between a OLED teardown and something like a Metroid Dread review would be the material. Now, I'm pretty sure that Nintendo does not have a copyright on the image of the OLED Switch. They can't just tell YouTube, hey, that's our or you can't DMCA someone tearing it down because it's a product, it's a physical item that they own. So legally, they can take pictures of it. Whereas images that are copyrighted, the whole game is copyrighted. So Nintendo has more of a leg to stand on as far as taking things down. However, in this case, RGT 85, he obtained his copy in a not so legal manner, which means the footage he uploaded was, in essence, illegal. Now, you see, the game didn't come out until the 8th. RGT 85's review came out on the 6th, which means he either got it from the back of a truck, a store sold it to him early, which legally they're not allowed to do, or he got an emulated copy off the internet somehow, which again would be illegal. So the footage that he recorded, the video that he uploaded, would be not protected by fair use. It would be illegal for him to use that footage. So, his video is not fair use. Nintendo is well within their rights to have his video taken down. And if I was RGT 85, I would go ahead and take that video down myself and pray to the gods that, Doug Bowser doesn't come to my house and personally bend me over. Now, I know there's a lot of people I've talked to that said, well, if he bought it from a store, he legally bought it. He exchanged money for a good. Maybe he has a receipt. It's his. He owned it. It's not his fault that the store sold it early. Well, that's technically not true. You see, it is illegal. It is. They have a thing called street dates. Now, as soon as Wikipedia uploads, there it goes. You see, that is actionable by lawsuits to enforce a contract, because there is a contract between Nintendo and the retailer, presumably that RGT 85 got the game from. It's a legal contract saying, hey, we're going to give you these units, but you can't put them out for sale until a certain date, the 8th, in this case, 8th of October. So if they sold it to them early, they would be in breach of contract, and that item that they sold would be an illegal good. Now, RGT 85, he would not be sued for breaching contract because he didn't have a contract unless he worked at the store. Presumably, I don't know what he does for a living, but if he worked at the video store or the electronics store or whatever, and got the copy that way, then yeah, he would be in breach of street date. I've heard people mention it. But if he bought it, technically he didn't breach street date because he didn't have a contract. It's not on him, it's on the store. So the store would be in violation of the contract. However, the goods that he received would be considered illegal goods because they weren't supposed to be sold yet. Now, I did work retail in the electronics department at Target before, so I know how you would get things in early, so you would be able to have them on the shelf in time for when they're supposed to go on sale. And we'd have little pamphlets saying, hey, these CDs don't go out yet, these games don't go out yet. So I know all about street dates. So Mr. RGT 85 here, for being on YouTube as long as he has been, for being as big of a channel he has, it's kind of odd that he doesn't understand this, he doesn't realize this. Maybe he's trying to get public opinion on his side, using these straw man arguments to get people not to understand the real issue so that they would pressure Nintendo in order to not sue him. Either that or he is very ignorant, and hopefully he learns from the situation. Do not obtain illegal materials and then, upload them into YouTube and make videos on them. Had he waited until the 8th to upload his video, or uploaded it and presumably privated it and just let certain people see it, he might have got away with it. Now, there is a better than zero chance that his video would have flown under the radar if he was a smaller channel. Presumably, YouTube didn't do anything because everybody was releasing videos on the 6th, so they just probably assumed that RGT 85 fell under the embargo agreement like everybody else. Presumably, Nintendo didn't flag his video until the 8th because they didn't realize his video had been made on the 6th and wasn't part of the agreement, or So there's also a better than zero chance that somebody actually told Nintendo, tricked off on him, and said, "Hey, this guy got an illegal copy or got an early copy, and he released a video on the 6th, and that's why they didn't flag him until the 8th." But like I said, if I was RGT 85, I would take the video down. I would pray that Nintendo looks the other way and doesn't continue legal action against me. Again, it is irrelevant that Nintendo is or isn't pursuing legal action against other people for other things. That has nothing to do with his case. It is also irrelevant that he released his video after the embargo agreement, because again, he wasn't part of the embargo agreement. The only thing that matters to this particular situation is that he got a copy, illegal copy, and he uploaded footage to YouTube, and Nintendo became aware of it. So, sorry, RGT 85, you're in the wrong. And people who don't understand the issue, they might agree with you. I've seen a couple of big YouTubers in the comments here saying, they're standing with RGT 85, they agree with him, they don't understand, Nintendo being mean, Nintendo being Nintendo. But the facts of the matter is, the copy that he obtained was illegal, the footage that he uploaded was illegal footage, and he did violate the law. He violated copyright, and Nintendo was well within their rights. And frankly, Nintendo should make an example of people who do this in order to discourage others, because realistically, what's to stop a bigger outlet like an IGN from throwing some money at a retailer? Hey, you work retail, give you $1,000, get me a copy of this game early, upload the footage, fuck you Nintendo, we do whatever we want. So Nintendo needs to stamp out this kind of thing. They need to put their foot down and let it be known that this shit is not going to slide. I agree with Nintendo, sorry guys, that's just the way it is. But that's all I gotta say about that. You agree with me, you disagree, let me know in the comments. Like we do here on the channel. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.